The injury bug has bitten the quarterback position. I know, from such a high of playoffs to such a low here. However, on a positive note, all 5 of these teams here still with wins with their backup quarterbacks. Unfortunate for the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Now the latest quarterback to be out for the remainder of the season. So 6 starters out. Teams are still winning football games. We have 2 guys on the set today. This is perfect to have a quarterback conversation, a quarterback whisperer, a quarterback coach, an offensive coordinator. With all the injuries across the NFL, especially at the quarterback position, do NFL teams need to de-emphasize the quarterback?
Well, I think you just got to consider what that algorithm for winning is, you know. I mean, the league has always been driven by quarterback play, but more than ever, we're starting to see that these quarterbacks are being hit somewhat unnecessarily. So I think that, you know, when I say de-emphasize the quarterback position, I'm talking be willing to run the ball, put them under center. Don't make it obvious that it's like putting a stake around their neck in the lion's den, right? Don't make it obvious that it's likely that we're going to attempt to pass the football.
So when you say unnecessarily, it's interesting because I agree. I see a lot of the same things. I cringe when I watch the game sometimes because of some of the positions that these quarterbacks are being put in against guys on the defensive front that are just elite level athletes. And it's a great point that you make. It's like hanging meat around their neck. It's like if you only give these guys, you know, one look, right? If they can, you said this earlier, it was brilliant. Like the defense is able to kind of just say, okay, they're not going to run the football. The back is not straight behind the quarterback anymore. So the outside zone to the left, the outside zone to the right is kind of eliminated. They offset him, and now it's like, well, they're either going to get inside zone to the right or it's a pass. And so they can kind of process of elimination, get after your quarterback more. It's really hard.
You know, what's wild about this is you guys are both saying the same thing, but I think that there's people who are watching right now, and I've heard this phrase the last couple seasons, safest position on the field to play is quarterback because of how protected they are in terms of the rules, and yet it feels like you're not necessarily seeing that, Pep.
Well, I think, you know, when you talk about it being the safest position, from the standpoint of the quarterback being the biggest commodity in the National Football League, you know, you got to have certain things in place to protect that position for probably entertainment purposes. But I would say this, I think it starts with, you know, it starts with just the offense, all right, just committing to just creating conflicts for the defense. How do you do that? Look at the San Francisco 49ers. They run the ball more than any other team in the league on first and second down, and they're the most effective team at running the football.
Center too,
on first and second down, they're under center, and now Mr. Irrelevant is playing at an MVP level.
That's right. Yeah, and they do it, and then they can make different looks for the defense. So you create that second level on the defense is now open for these deep crossing routes and a lot of easy completions for your quarterback. And you speak to Mr. Irrelevant and Purdy, and we're talking about him in the MVP conversation because of the nature of this offense. And I know he got hurt against Philly, but it was in a drop back pass mode. But for the most part, they're able to protect the quarterback. You look at a lot of the offenses around, even Jordan Love. Like Jordan Love started off early this season, wasn't looking great, but then he kind of came into his own. But it was through the run, through the play action, through what LaFleur is able to do, creating offense for his quarterback.
Well, what about this crazy quarterback market that we've seen? You look at the top 10 quarterbacks that are being paid. I mean, you have guys whose salaries are averaging $50+ million a year. Does that market reset not have an emphasis that these are the most valuable, the most important guys on the football field, and we need to see those flashy plays for the entertainment value and the reason why we tune in on Sundays?
Well, in the era of the now dual threat quarterback, you got to have 2 of them. You got to have 2 guys that have a similar skill set, because now, you know, we're in the age of analytics. The analytics say that if your quarterback gets hit more than 6 times in a football game, there's a good chance that accumulation effect is going to catch up with you, and he's not going to be available.
Good point.
Start thinking about it. Similar skill set. Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley. I just saw the news. I think it was Pelissero or Ian Rappaport who said it. Billy Cunningham getting signed off of that Patriots practice squad. Just another guy.
Vito, your guy.
Oh, let's roll, Tommy. All right, here we go. By the way, there's a new crop of quarterbacks that are going to be knocking on the door for stardom. Caleb Williams, his name has certainly popped up, although he hasn't officially said that he is going to the draft. Maybe he's Chicago bound. Drake May, by the way, did officially declare he's certainly one of the studs.